All right, everyone, welcome back into another props video here for you guys. So doing a live stream today, basically just because I coming out with a video a little bit later, so figured might as well come out with a live stream. First and foremost, I haven't done a live stream in about a year now. So on this channel specifically, I do a live stream basically every day on the Occupy Fantasy uh, YouTube channel for NBA DFS. But if anything is going wrong, like if you guys can't hear me, let me know and stuff. Obviously, haven't done this in a while, but man, the comments are popping off. Love that. Pretty awesome here, guys. So right away, this one's a funny comment that we have here. So here before the underdog employees get here, honestly, I do worry about that. So kind of a funny thing. No way live stream. Yeah. Jesse, he knows he's been a long time subscriber in the live streams as well. It's pretty awesome, not gonna lie. So I have missed doing these. So I'm excited to do them. So I'm going to be reading the questions and whatnot as well, but really only have about 30 minutes here, guys. So I do want to get right into it. I will try to answer your questions as they come. But again, my time is somewhat limited. That's also why I want to do a live stream as well. But first, let's get into a quick recap from yesterday. So yesterday, the tacos went 4 for 6. So that was a very good start to the day yesterday. Well, and what I mean by that is we went 3 for 3 with the fantasy score prop bets that we were on. And so we still have 3 more bets to go that were on the bet slip for. So it should have already been a profitable day for you guys. Hopefully it was. So it's looking pretty good thus far. For today, I will say I do not really like today's board, unfortunately. Also, partially why I came out with the video a little bit later than I am. I do want to start with these PGA props. Really not a big edge there. Really not at all. A lot of square that we have with Caitlin Clark. I would just I would say let's just wait on that. We still have 71 hours on that. Today is really not the day to push it with any of those props, just as an FYI. I just don't feel the need to use that. I used it on one yesterday. Thankfully, it hit. I'm probably just not going to use that just yet, just as an FYI. But looking at these PGA props for the that good. But I do want to call out one specific thing. At I don't get why the camera's cutting in and out, just as an FYI as well. But the college basketball, or sorry, the PGA props that we're getting, this Xander birdie or better prop is at 4.5. That's the only one on PrizePicks that we were getting at 4.5. When we jump into underdog, I'll show you guys that here in a second once it loads. We're going to see we are getting 3. There's actually 4 earlier. No, there's 4. Okay, Xander's right there. That to me is weird. That PrizePicks is saying that it should be shouldn't be at 4, whereas underdog has 4 of them at 4.5. So I do think there's a slight edge to bet the unders on underdog. Now, obviously, if you pair those together with underdog, the payout's not going to be as good. So you kind of have to pick and choose which ones you like the most. Now, this tournament typically does play harder, but the weather's supposed to be very bad tomorrow and really throughout the week. So they might choose to make the course play easier tomorrow, which I'm guessing that's why we're getting this line. And it just seems like a weird line. It seems like the line should be 4 for all these guys. So it's very strange to see them getting 5 birdies or better. Like 4, they'll probably get. 5 seems hard to do. But with that, let's get into kind of the NBA slate. So today, right now, guys, we're not really getting that many good NBA props. It just really isn't that good of a slate. So we got Kelly Olynyk for over 2.5 turnovers. That's really the best one that we are getting for NBA purposes, which, albeit, it's pretty ugly, right? Like we're getting Drew Holiday for over 4 rebounds. Now, this one's kind of being valued as a push somewhat, but I will say, definitely interesting. So the line on underdog is set at 4.5. The projection data likes him at 4.9. And we know with the Celtics, that's loading. We know with the Celtics that he has been, and really all the Celtics have been really dependent on who's active or not active. And so I think we're good to go with him today. Like I'm fine with him getting 4 rebounds, but the average sportsbook line here has it set at about 4.5, but it's giving it about a 48.8% for the over to hit at 4.5. So chances are he will get 4 rebounds. I'm kind of fine chasing this one as a push today. From there, we're going to see Tatum for fantasy score as well. That's a decent prop bet that we are getting. So whether you want to use this one or not, that's going to be up to you guys. So again, with Boston, they've just been a rotating wheel of who's active and who's inactive. So let's see here. Tatum at 43 going against Milwaukee. Not the best one, but at the same time, you do expect this game to be competitive. This game shouldn't blow out. And so I do expect him to still be able to get this over. It could be tight, but at the same time, we see that on paper, projecting at 4 or at that. And so I'm perfectly fine with this line, to be honest with you. Like, it's that we are getting. And then from there, we got Brooke Lopez over rebounds and assists at 7.5. Miles Turner, under rebounds at 7.5. That's an okay one. We got Miles Turner under his rebounds at 7.5. We know Miles Turner has been someone that really, really has not been getting a lot of minutes. And so that's the worry. But I think he's fine. We got Lillard here. This one's going to get bumped if it's not already. Same thing with Kamara. Like, these ones are probably going to get bumped by the time most of you guys get here. So let's move on into some of these other ones that we were getting as well. So Desmond Bane for fantasy score, he came back recently. And so let's pull him up here. I want to see what he did in his last game. Got a lot of demon props for him. Yeah, let's pull him up here. So, yeah, 44, 36. So against Golden State, I don't really mind that matchup. I'd be kind of okay with that. I'm probably agreeing with the line that we're getting at 53.6% likelihood. I'm fine with that. Lillard, again, I would say I'm more likely to use this prop bet if I am going to be using the Drew Holiday and also Tatum props, just kind of a game stat there. I'd be kind of okay with that. And then it does seem like this board today, guys, it's just updating a lot already, where we're getting a lot of different discrepancies there. So let's go ahead and jump into some college basketball props as well. We really, really are not getting that many good ones today. And I will say, wow, wait, hold it. This just updates. So literally before I started the video, I took a peek at this. That's crazy. Okay. Huh. You guys know my thoughts probably by now on these fantasy score. This is crazy. Like, they must have just added in more right before the live stream. Wow. Okay. But yeah, you guys probably know my thoughts with the college basketball fantasy score props as it sits right now. Like 2 months ago, heck, even a month ago, I'd been like, all right, these are all popping up. Let's bet these unders. I don't think we exactly have to do that now. Like, if any of these stand out to you, by all means, go with that. But we are seeing some very big discrepancies in terms of what the sportsbooks are saying are going to happen. Now, yesterday, the sportsbooks were spot on with the accuracy of those games being ugly and the fact that we should have been betting the unders. Maybe that's the case here as well, but I more want to be chasing these fantasy score prop bets that are favoring more of the over. So like Gilbert here. Again, I'm not saying that you don't want to use those other ones, but like, they should be good prop bets as well. But I've just noticed more recently that the ones where the over fantasy scores at 54% have been hitting more. So this Gilbert fantasy score prop bet's one that I like a little bit better. We are still getting this one as well for Jackson for under 12.5 points. I don't know. This one kind of frustrates me. Like, it's clear that Underdog has it one way and PrizePicks has it another way. But at the same time, at 12.3, the average sportsbook line, that's about a 53.6% chance for that to hit. And PrizePicks still has it at 12.5. It's like, do they know something we don't know? Are they trying to trap us into this? It's like super frustrating that one is still there. Still seems like a good bet. Got my exposure to that one yesterday. Don't feel the need to force that one in there, but perfectly fine with those. Let's go back up to these other ones, these other under fantasy score prop bets. I will say the ones where the sportsbooks are heavily favoring the under as well. I would rather chase those. So like this one, 52%, 60%. That's points, or 56%. This one, I'm okay with as well. But it's ones like this where it's like about 50-50, and Ryan Cochran I really don't want to target. Now, that game I know could be a blowout, but decent prop bets, honestly. When I started this video, I was like, man, we don't have that many good ones, and what the heck? Now we are getting some good ones, so definitely interesting there. Let's go ahead and check out Underdog. It's going to be more of the same than I'm guessing. So yeah, it is more of the same. A lot of under fantasy score prop bets. And don't get me wrong, guys. This went 3 for 5 yesterday. I put a slip out there with the top 5 fantasy score prop bets. The thing I've noticed is that they've just, instead of the prop bets that are hitting or missing, they're either hitting or missing by a large amount instead of being very close, which during the regular season, a lot of the prop bets were either cashing or not cashing by a small amount. It's just, I think with tournament basketball, we're just seeing some players are playing better, rising up to the occasion, and some aren't. So it is tougher for underdog prize picks and the sports books to be able to predict that. So that's kind of the issue that we have. Actually, it's kind of crazy. Like, we have less of a good board on underdog. Like, we have a few good prop bets. Like these ones, I'm going to bet these 3. But man, after that, it gets kind of crazy. So let me jump back into some comments. We have a lot of them popping off. Love that, guys. But yeah, let me jump back into some comments here. It's going to be hard to catch all of them, to be honest with you. So let me just kind of go through it real quick. Keep killing it, bro. Appreciate that. What are the 2 best college basketball picks today for today's slate? I will say I probably need to set some sort of filter for the day, maybe just for college basketball right now. But I don't know. Probably not. I like to just have by time, but I could set a day filter in there. Let me check. Let's pull that up here real quick. So which one? I think today we're not getting that many good ones. I think it was more tomorrow we were seeing the bigger edges. Yeah. So tomorrow's slate, we are seeing those bigger edges, which makes sense. We have a ton of games going on. It's going to be harder for DraftKings and PrizePicks to really properly set good lines for that. So I would say more for tomorrow. I wouldn't really chase too much of college basketball today. I know that's probably not the answer you want. And I know I gave out some slips yesterday because I wanted some action. I didn't know that PrizePicks was going to give us 6 tacos. I'm like, I didn't need to do that. So apologies there if you guys used that from the playing game, the first 4, but apologies for that. So Kirk, this is from 9 minutes ago. He said the mic was coming in and out. That should be good, right? I think that's good now. So let's just make sure. Yeah, I don't know about this one, Pastor T, with Jared Allen for under his points, rebounds, and assists. I don't know if I exactly want to be targeting Jared Allen at all. Just because he is someone that can really go off on any slate. Really just depends on if the game stays close or not as well. So I don't know if that's exactly what I want to be going in on. And I'm wondering where you're getting that line. Oh, points and rebounds. Sorry. You can. I mean, I'll pull it up here. Let's see. So 1 second. So here we go. For points and rebounds, that is the favorable bet. I do want to call that out, but not exactly a bet you need to go in on as well. I wouldn't talk you out of it. I mean, yes, Miami is a difficult matchup. The under's favored. This is one of those spots where if you're calling it out and you like it, yeah, I mean, 52.5% chance, by all means, like, I wouldn't talk you out of it. What wasn't one that I was going on my way to get there. So Garrett is wondering, he's been commenting this a bunch. That's awesome. Where is the all in all quote? I think I said that earlier in this video without seeing this comment, but maybe not. But yeah, it's actually funny. I've caught myself saying that on the 9 to 5 golf channel a few times. And I'm just like, oh, Garrett would love that. It's just, if you guys play fantasy golf, check that out. Robert Ford fantasy score over, and Tyson DeGen Hart looking good. Okay. Honestly, that's what I like about the Chads. A lot of the times you guys can come in here and say some good prop bets that I might not have seen. So that's awesome. Let's see here. It's stabilized. Yeah. So honestly, it was just when I was hitting the mic for some reason. The mic was going in and out, which would then also cause the camera out. Whatever. I have a docking station plugged in. You guys don't need to know that. How do you feel about Caleb Love fantasy score? Let's see. So let's see what it's at. Let me just pull it up on my end real quick. Give me a second here. If we are, oh yeah. So the under fantasy score is the one that's popping up here for Caleb Love. Yeah, I'm fine with it. What I'm really interested in, and tomorrow we'd probably get it more, is if we're getting some of those big prop line differences in the fantasy score lines. And that's super frustrating because, during the season of college basketball, we were seeing that we were getting some pretty big edges with the prop line differences for college basketball. And right now we're really not getting any big edges, which once these other lines start to come out for some of these bigger name players, we might start to see that. But it's crazy. Like, you guys remember, like, Saturdays, it was the best. We'd see a bunch of lines that were 3, 4 difference, a lot of 2 prop line differences. And the biggest one that we have is 1.15, and it's a good line across the board. Like, that's what's super frustrating lately, is that we're just not getting those edges that we had. Let's see here. Cade over assists. Could probably pull that up. Any Thunder props you like? I thought Holmgren, chat, I think one of his props were popping up. Let's see here. Let's just get back into it. Chat first half points. Okay. Yeah, I don't really mess with the first half ones. I wouldn't, like, if you guys have success with those, or like quarter props or first half, second half props, I don't really mess with those. But if you guys have had success with those, by all means, go for it. So yeah, this Chet Holmgren one, if that's still there at 11.5, I refreshed this before the video. It may or may not still be there for you guys. But that's really the only one that's popping up. We had a Cade Cunningham question. The best one for him is actually 3-pointers right now. SGA, rebound 6, favored as about a push, but a 53% likelihood. Chat for points and assists, 18. Again, more favored as a push, but not terrible. Cade Cunningham assists. I know his production's really been predicated on minutes, and the Detroit minutes have been a little bit different lately. And that, I mean, we're just at that part of the season where we're just going to continue to see some weird stuff happening minutes-wise for the NBA. It's just been happening every single night. Or just like random players going off. I think Washington's a good example of that yesterday. So like Johnny Davis started yesterday for Washington, did absolutely nothing. And then Butler, I think his name's Jared Butler, like didn't play that much, but had like 14 points in the fourth quarter. That's just the point of the season where we're at. So like a team like Detroit, where they don't really have anything to play for, I probably don't want to be chasing that many props, but I get the question there. Let's see here. So how do you feel about Okachai? Under 11.5 rebounds and assists. I can pull that up real quick. I don't really like these like 1v1 questions for prop betting. I don't know, because there's so many. Like, for the most part, you guys are asking these questions for a reason. And most of the time, I mean, you guys are right for most of the time. So I'll just pull it up here. Give me a couple seconds here. All right. Abaji. Give it a second to load. That's always my biggest fear when I do live streams, is that I'm going live and then this data sometimes takes a while to load, that it might freeze up. We'll see here. Let's get into some discrepancies while that's loading as well. Let's see. We got some questions as well. I'll get back into that one in just a second here. This is a good one. So for the most part, I do kind of just default with which ones are the best prop bets on the sheet. I will say with college basketball, that's been really useful. Again, more so really up until the conference tournament started. But with the NBA, with the NFL, when it was that time, like, you know, when a line just seems weird for the most part, like you can tell when a line might be popping up that you don't agree with. That's actually been happening a lot in NBA recently, where I'm like, yeah, I don't know. That situation's changed. I think Vegas just hasn't caught up to that. That happens a bunch. So there will be times where I will just like not use that. But for the most part, I kind of treat the good prop bets that are popping up just like a discounted square. Like, for the most part, the data is going to be more correct than I am. Now, sometimes there's ones that just stand out. I think we all kind of know that. And we can kind of make our adjustments off of that. So I think that makes sense. Let's go ahead and jump then into this question that we are getting here. So back to this one. Rebounds and assists. I'm not even seeing that one pop up as like a good one here. So I will say that all the prop bets are favoring the slightly over form. Not much up there, I guess. Any lines for Rob Dillingham? We had one yesterday with him. I think it was over his assists. Not today. The lines were corrected. So let's see here. First time doing live. It's been a while. It's been a long time. Honestly, my 7-month-old just would not take her normal nap time, honestly, is what it was. And I'm just watching her on the screen right now just to make sure she's not waking up. But if you guys like the live stream, I can do this more often. Honestly, it's much easier for me. I like to give people content that's just like, boom, here's the content, here's the picks. You get in, you get out, move on with your day pretty much. I was taking a peek at the prop line differences here, and then again, I'll try to get into some more questions and some comments, but probably only about 3 more minutes or so. Maybe go up until 150, probably going up against until 150 or 145 on Central Standard Time, so whatever, 50 or 45. Prop line differences wise, we are getting some decent prop line differences for COD. Again, I'm not an esports expert, do not know much of that stuff, but if any of these are standing out to you guys, if you guys have any knowledge on COD, on esports, and one of these are sticking out to you, that's why I like to show it. But decent amount of prop line differences there, and when we flip it as well, even more so. So I would imagine that these are some like team stacks you could run out. 4 kills is a lot, though. So do think that's worth calling out as well. 1 here as well for Storm Hunter for tennis. Total games -1. Okay. No. So this is a question here. So does the NBA lineup optimizer have projected ownership? No, it does not. So the NBA lineup optimizer on the site is what I call a bonus tool. Those are tools that I just have available to you because I can, pretty much, without raising the cost. And so like to have ownerships in there, it would actually cost more. So no is the simple question here, or a simple answer there. Let's see here. Yeah, my biggest concern, Nick, here with the Bucks specifically tonight is not exactly like Giannis being out. It's how much are we going to save Chris Middleton and how effective will he be? That's my biggest wonder with them. Now, I will say the Damian Lillard lines that we are getting, I do like. Beasley, I like. We know that Bobby Portis has been crushing this number when Giannis has been out thus far this season. Brooke Lopez should be able to get his over as well. At the same time, it is Boston. So like it's tougher, right? In that matchup. Now, I do think it's going to be a good game. I do think Lillard, and you look at his per 36 production with Giannis off the court, he should be able to crush this. But again, he's going against Boston, so not exactly that great. And then, yeah, Middleton, like what are we going to get out of him? How many minutes is he going to play? How efficient is he going to be in those minutes? Those are all concerns to me. So that, in a weird way, the Bucks kind of feel like a stay away for those 2 reasons. One, Giannis is out, but also Chris Middleton is back. Don't exactly know his role. Like if Chris Middleton was out and we were getting this line for Bobby Portis, one, we wouldn't, but I would be favoring that over pretty heavily. This is a strange comment. I mean, I went over a bunch of good lines. I mean, when do we ever know stuff in props betting? We're just making the best decisions we can possible. That's a weird comment. I'm sorry. What the heck? Rank your favorite profitable sports. It really depends on what the sites are and stuff. Like right now, I'm working on this tool for DraftKings Pick 6 for you guys. Should be available next week on the website, but that's been the biggest edge, really, regardless. And really, that was the biggest edge, and that was in NFL. Like when someone was ruled out and there's already props out there because it's NFL, the lines don't change for anyone that doesn't know Pick 6, and so that would be a big edge. That was always a big edge. Right now, I would say that is, but like round 2 showdown for PGA DFS, that's one of the best. Preseason NFL DFS is one of the best as well. Golf is consistently there. It kind of comes in waves though. Like college basketball, really January, February was awesome. The hitting fantasy score prop bets for MLB, really most of the summer was pretty awesome. NBA is pretty much just a steady, kind of roller coaster, but with an upward trend. They kind of all have their spots, but it really just depends on where you're playing. Oh no, we need it live. I got you. But yeah, honestly, guys, loving the comments and chat. If you guys do like this, let me know in the comment section after this video as well. Just let me know that you enjoyed the comment section. What's up, Thomas? What's going on, man? Is it spring break? Like, why aren't you in school? What the heck? Boston might smack them at home. Honestly, Boston's been pretty good. I am kind of worried about that matchup, but I do think we are gaining a decent stacking opportunity in that game. I think that's really my biggest takeaway. That's probably what I would encourage people the most. I don't want to say encourage. That's not the right word, but you guys are looking for some bets tonight. I probably won't give a bet of the day on this video, but I would be looking to stack this Milwaukee game right now. We are getting some good props for that. mostly these overs. Like these are the ones I'd be chasing. And if Dame's assist isn't there anymore, fantasy score, I think would be the way to go. And let's see. But yeah, really those three I think make sense in a game stack. I like that. And then we'll go back into college basketball. This is a video I plan to do probably later tonight, just as an FYI. Is that I'll probably just do my favorite college basketball props, but these ones are standing out. Now, I don't know if I want to use these with the free square that we are currently getting. I kind of want to wait until we get these underdog lines for them. That's really what I'm waiting on with these, because then we'll be better able to gauge, which ones are truly standout bets. And like, I don't know, for some reason, I hate when I say, let's say Caleb Love, like let's bet his under, and then the line for underdog comes out and it's 32. I don't know. That just irks me for some reason. I did that with Reese Beekman yesterday, which he was terrible anyways, but I had an under bet for him fantasy score prior to the sportsbook lines coming out and whatnot. I thought it was a good bet, but the better bet would have been to bet the under on underdog because that line really stood out. Let's see, Booker or Durant PRA. So I'll pull up the Suns real quick. Give me a second. And I know we got a question about Beal as well, so we'll get those all out of the way for you guys here. All right, so PRA for Durant and Booker. So Booker, it's okay. It's okay. This is a PrizePicks and Underdog question. I would say we don't need to force that. If this is a sportsbook question where you're betting on DraftKings, FanDuel, BetMGM, I'd be okay with that. Again, not a good EV bet. That's why I would say be a better bet on sportsbook, not PrizePicks or Underdog. Let's see. Bradley Beal, PRA, that's okay. Booker, PRA, it's okay. They're all okay. Again, maybe a potential stacking opportunity there. Interesting. All about 50-50 though, so not really probably worth it. So again, I don't really like the first half props. I just haven't really wanted to place those too much, or second half or quarter props. If anyone in the chat knows, by all means, help out there. Yeah, so Eric, that's fine. I kind of mentioned that I feel like today, as it sits right now, I probably wouldn't want to use the free square just yet. I would honestly just wait. Wait until maybe later today, but also tomorrow. Like we are gonna get some pretty good lines. I know tomorrow, Friday, like we have 71 hours on this left. Like we do not need to push this just yet. Like we can just place our best prop bets with that. And it's not like we're not getting any good ones. Again, we're getting some decent ones for college basketball. We're getting some decent ones for NBA in general today. But I really want to wait until we are getting some of these underdog lines for college basketball to be able to compare them against. Now we are getting some good EV bets in general for both sites. And I know you're asking about underdog, but I don't feel the need to go out of my way to target these just yet or force those in there just yet to use that free square just to use it, if that makes sense. So yeah, I don't feel like we need to just yet. Let's see here. This is actually an awesome comment. That is awesome. Shout out. I mean, good for you, man. That is awesome. Love to hear that. That is awesome. That's really great. Love to hear that. Let's see here. So I think that's basically going to do it here. Let's just go ahead again and recap kind of what I'm looking at today. For underdog specifically, I do think we could probably be looking at these under prop bets, these birdie or better prop bets for, and give it a second to pull up here and I'll pull it back up on the screen. As it's loading, now I'll pull up the other screens as well real quick. I want to end with this because I know a lot of people, once this live stream's done, will come in and just go straight to the end. So a couple of these lines have slightly updated for NBA, but they're still fine. Okay, so I like the idea of running out a stack again for this Bucks Celtics game. We are seeing Kamara for under fantasy score. That's a good one. I mean, 56% likely. That's pretty strong. I know Scoot Henderson, I believe he's back tonight. Still, he was limited minutes really up until the last game. So that's actually a very good line right there. That I might use the Clark one on. That's a pretty good line there. But okay. I do like the idea of stacking the Celtics Bucks game here because we're getting Drew Holiday for over rebounds. That one should be a push. Lillard for over assists. If that one's gone, use his fantasy score. And then Tatum for over fantasy score is popping up as well. Got to remember Giannis is inactive tonight, so that should help out Tatum as well. Part of Tatum for his over fantasy score is going to be dictated by this game staying close. So I really don't mind that. And then for underdog, I do think some of the better prop bets that we are getting right now are going to be these under birdie or better props. Basically because they should probably be at 4 is the biggest takeaway. Now, I do want to call it that we are getting, because their birdie or better lines are so much higher than the course has played on average. And again, I think they have these lines this way because the wind is really going to pick up Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So the tournament's going to play much more difficult. So they want to have some sort of day of good scoring. Because of that, we are seeing that these over fantasy score prop bets are popping up a little bit more. And that's because, again, their birdie or better lines are so high that the fantasy score prop bets are really popping up. So it's a weird thing where we can kind of bet both of them. We're more betting on the course. We could bet the unders for the birdie or better, but then bet the over for the fantasy points. And now that's for underdog specifically. But I think that'll do it, guys. Pretty awesome. Let's see if we have let's get back into some chats real quick, and then I'll be getting out of here. So glad that you guys loved the live stream. Again, this is probably something I could do more of if you guys appreciate this. Patrick saying he's been pretty successful as well. That's awesome. Honestly, it's I know I get these comments a lot, but it never fails to hit home. It's pretty awesome to see and hear those comments. Got it. Yep. Thanks, Rich. Picks. Appreciate it, man. But yeah, that's going to do it for today's video, guys. Again, thank you for being here. Make sure to give a like and subscribe. Good luck today. And as always, let's keep cashing.